Picture this, you're scrolling through your feed, and suddenly you're drowning in a sea of Gen Z lingo. No cap, sus, bet, it's like they're speaking an alien language. But what if I told you this seemingly nonsensical vocab is just the tip of the Gen Z iceberg? Welcome to the fascinating world of Generation Z, where memes and TikTok dances are just the visible surface. Beneath lies a complex landscape of values, dreams, and contradictions that shape this unique generation. In this video, we'll dive deep into the Gen Z psyche, uncovering surprising truths about their motivations, fears, and aspirations. We'll explore how understanding Gen Z isn't just about decoding their slang, it's about gaining valuable insights into human nature and personal growth. So, whether you're a curious outsider or a Gen Zer yourself, get ready to see beyond the stereotypes and discover the hidden depths of this misunderstood generation. Trust me, it's going to be eye-opening. Now that we've set the stage, it's time to address the elephant in the room. Why does Gen Z seem to speak an entirely different language? From chuggy fashion to cryptic memes, we're about to decode the Gen Z communication playbook. But here's the twist: these quirky expressions might reveal more about their values than you'd expect. Let's start with the memes. Gen Z has elevated meme culture through an art form, creating inside jokes that spread faster than you can say stonks. These digital snippets aren't just for laughs, they're a rapid-fire way to comment on everything from politics to mental health. It's like they've invented a new form of hieroglyphics, except instead of carving them into stone, they're plastering them all over Instagram. And then there's TikTok, the platform where attention spans go to die and dance crazes are born. 1 minute, everyone's doing the renegade, and the next, they're lip-syncing to audio clips from obscure TV shows. It's a constantly evolving landscape where trends have the lifespan of a fruit fly. But don't be fooled by the seeming randomness, there's method to this madness. Let's not forget about fashion. Gen Z has declared war on skinny jeans and side parts, embracing a style that can only be described as thrift store chic meets e-girl aesthetic. They're mixing vintage finds with cutting-edge streetwear, creating looks that would make Anna Wintour's sunglasses fall off in shock. And just when you think you've got it figured out, they'll declare something chuggy and move on to the next big thing. But here's where it gets interesting. These seemingly frivolous interests actually reflect some pretty deep values. Take those memes, for instance. They're not just mindless entertainment, they're a form of creative expression that allows Gen Z to comment on complex issues in bite-sized, shareable formats. It's like they've found a way to distill entire philosophical debates into a single image with a witty caption. TikTok dances and challenges. They're not just about showing off, okay, maybe a little. They're about community building and shared experiences in a world where face-to-face interactions are becoming increasingly rare. It's a way for Gen Z to connect with peers across the globe, transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. And that ever-changing fashion. It's a statement about sustainability and individuality. By embracing second-hand clothing and rejecting fast fashion, Gen Z is putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to environmental concerns. Plus, their fluid approach to style reflects a broader rejection of rigid categories and labels. Gen Z's ability to adapt goes deeper than their ever-changing wardrobes. They've developed a unique superpower in our information-saturated world. But at what cost? The answer might surprise you, and challenge everything you thought you knew about digital natives. Born into a world of smartphones and social media, Gen Z navigates the digital landscape with the ease of seasoned explorers. They effortlessly switch between platforms, consume content at lightning speed, and communicate in a language of emojis, GIFs, and memes. It's as if they've been handed a user manual for the internet at birth. But here's the plot twist. Despite being constantly connected, many Gen Zers report feeling profoundly alone. It's a paradox that has psychologists and sociologists scratching their heads. How can a generation with unlimited access to global communication feel so isolated? The answer lies in the quality, not quantity, of connections. Gen Z craves authenticity in a world of carefully curated online personas. They're tired of the picture-perfect Instagram feeds and are instead drawn to raw, unfiltered content. It's why platforms like Be Real, which prompts users to share unedited snapshots of their daily lives, have gained such traction among this demographic. This desire for authenticity extends beyond social media. Gen Z values transparency and honesty in all aspects of life, from brands they support to the relationships they form. They're not interested in sugar-coated versions of reality. They want the truth, warts and all. Their shorter attention spans, often criticized by older generations, are actually an adaptive skill. In a world where information comes at us like a fire hose, Gen Z has learned to quickly sort through the noise and focus on what matters. It's not that they can't pay attention, they're just more selective about where they direct their focus. This selectivity translates to their approach to relationships too. Gen Z might have hundreds of online followers, but they prioritize deep, meaningful connections over superficial interactions. They're looking for friends and partners who share their values and can engage in genuine conversations beyond the surface level. Interestingly, this digital generation has a surprising soft spot for analog experiences. Vinyl records, Polaroid cameras, and handwritten letters have made a comeback among Gen Z. It's as if they're seeking tangible, real-world experiences to balance out their digital lives. This longing for authenticity and real connections isn't just a passing phase. It's shaping how Gen Z interacts with the world around them, influencing everything from their purchasing decisions to their career choices. They're more likely to support brands that align with their values and seek out workplaces that offer genuine human connections. While older generations might see their social media savvy as a weakness, Gen Z is turning it into their greatest strength. How are they using their digital prowess to spark real-world change and rewrite the rules of success? The truth may surprise you. Gen Z isn't just reshaping online trends, they're revolutionizing activism, entrepreneurship, and mental health advocacy. These digital natives are leveraging their tech skills to amplify their voices and drive tangible change in the real world. Take activism, for instance. Gen Z isn't content with just sharing hashtags or changing profile pictures. They're organizing global climate strikes, leading Black Lives Matter protests, and pushing for gun reform, all through the power of social media. Their ability to mobilize quickly and effectively has caught the attention of politicians and corporations alike. But their impact doesn't stop there. Gen Z is redefining what it means to be an entrepreneur. Forget the traditional 9-to-5 grind. These young innovators are creating side hustles, launching startups, and building personal brands before they even finish college. They're not just chasing paychecks, they're seeking purpose and flexibility in their careers. Consider the rise of micro-influencers, Gen Z content creators who've turned their passions into profitable businesses. From sustainable fashion advocates to mental health coaches, they're proving that you don't need millions of followers to make a difference, or a living. Speaking of mental health, Gen Z is tearing down the stigma surrounding this topic one TikTok video at a time. They're openly discussing anxiety, depression, and therapy, normalizing conversations that previous generations often shied away from. This openness isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to their resilience and commitment to self-care. But here's where it gets really interesting. Gen Z's approach to mental health isn't just about individual well-being. They're pushing for systemic changes, advocating for better mental health resources in schools and workplaces. It's as if they've collectively decided that taking care of your mind is just as important as hitting the gym or eating your veggies. This generation's multifaceted approach to life challenges the notion that they're lazy or entitled. Instead, they're proving to be adaptable, socially conscious, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. They're not just preparing for the future, they're actively shaping it. As we surface from our deep dive into the Gen Z iceberg, it's clear there's more to this generation than memes and TikTok dances. Beneath the quirky slang and ever-changing trends lies a complex landscape of values, aspirations, and contradictions. Gen Z's digital fluency isn't just about social media prowess. It's a tool for activism, entrepreneurship, and mental health advocacy. Their desire for authenticity in a curated world drives them to seek meaningful connections and challenge societal norms. By understanding Gen Z, we gain insights into the evolving human experience in our digital age. Their struggles with loneliness despite constant connectivity, their blend of digital and analog experiences, and their commitment to social causes reflect broader societal shifts. As we reflect on Gen Z's complexities, we're reminded to look beyond surface-level behaviors in ourselves and others, seeking to understand the deeper motivations that drive us all.